Good day. In this video, we're going to show you how the sine, cosine, and area rule works in trigonometry to solve triangles. This will later then be used on trig 2D and 3D questions. Just type trig 2D or trig 3D and find questions where this is applied. I'm first going to summarize everything we're going to do in this video, and then at the end of the video, when you finish watching the video, you must come back to the summary and make sure you understand what I meant in the first part. Firstly, this is what the sine rule looks like, and he has a friend. For you to use the sine rule, you need a packet plus one thing. The cos rule looks like this, and he has friends. The area rule looks like this and has friends. The cos rule and the area rule are friends again, in the sense that they both need two sides plus an included angle to work. This is a summary of everything you need to know about the sine, cos, and area rule, plus you must be able to do algebra. For you to read the formulas, you need to understand that in any triangle, the angles are capital letters. That vertex there is a B, capital letter. That's a capital letter A and a capital letter C. That's what we use in trigonometry and geometry. Opposite that capital letter B is a side. CA is what I will call it. But for the formula's purpose, we're going to call it small b. So the sides is in lowercase letters of the angles opposite them. Capital C, small letter c. Capital B, small letter b. Capital A, small letter a. These rules will apply to any shape triangle in the world. Next, you must tell yourself there are 6 things plus 2 in a triangle. The 6 things, 3 sides and 3 angles. Logic. And for this video, I need you to know that there's area and perimeter in a triangle. Then remember, always try the sine rule first. Look for your packet plus 1. And again, when you use the cos rule or the area rule, you need 2 sides and an included angle to be used. Side, angle, side for some people. Now, let me try and explain this mouthful of information. In the sine rule, we put small a on top of sine A, small b on top of sine B, small c on top of sine C, and we equal all of them. So these 3 ratios will give the same answer. Or we can swap it the other way around, put the angles at the top, sine A over small a, sine B over small b, and sine C over small c. These 3 ratios will give us the same answer. Now I wrote here, we need a packet plus one thing to make this formula work. This is a packet, that is a packet, and that is a packet according to me. Here is a small sketch. They gave me the 10 degrees and the side opposite it. I've got my packet plus one thing. So I will write what I want over sine 40 is equal to 4 over sine 10. I put my packet in and the half a packet, and then I just do algebra from here. We will do that later in the video. In this sketch, they gave me a packet again. There's my 30 degrees and my 4 opposite it. I need to work out that angle, and I've got the 7 opposite it. In this case, we'll use the friend. I'll put the sine of what I want to know over 7 is equal to my packet, sine 30 over 4. Next, we look at the cosine rule. This is what the formulas of the cosine rule looks like. To use it, we need 2 sides and an included angle. Just to show you how the formula works, if you look at this formula, c squared equals to a squared plus b squared minus 2ab cos c. Comparing it to the sine rule, the packet is now far from each other. The side is over here, square, and it's cos of his friend at the back. Then the 2 other sides just come into the formula. You'll catch that as we go. Here's your first example. They gave me this triangle. They gave me the 2 sides, 4 and 5 is the length, and they gave me the included angle is 40 degrees. I have to work out the length of that side. So I write down the side I want, square, so I don't know what his value is, equal, and right at the back I write cos 40 degrees, the angle opposite him. We now already wrote the included angle over there, and the side we wanted over there. Now we take the two sides that was given and put them over here. The one side square plus the other side square minus 2 times that side next to each other. We already had the cos 40. Now we're ready to do the algebra by just putting this into a calculator. Please relax, we will do two proper sums now. We will also use the cos rule if they give me a triangle and all three sides provided with no angle given. So the sine rule would not be able to work, so we will use the cos rule. We will show you in good time. Lastly, let's look how the area rule is put together. The area rule, I said, has got three friends, which is fine. To use the area rule, you need two sides and an included angle. And it's a friend of the cos rule because he also needed two sides and an included angle. Just also remember that from the past you know that the area of a triangle is half base times height. Keep that in the back of your mind always, for in case you can use that if this can't be used. Here is a small sketch. They gave me this triangle and asked me to work out the area of this triangle. I have the two sides and an included angle. Just fill it into the formula. I put down my half from the formula, the two sides that were given, and the included angle sine 40. Don't get it mixed up with the cos here and the sine here. So the area of the triangle is half times 4 times 5 sine 40. Half, I times the two sides they gave me, sine of the included angle. Don't worry about all those big words. You will also use the sine rule if they give you the area of a triangle and the two sides, then you can work out the included angle. Now let's put all of this into action. Now I'm going to do 3 questions involving the sine rule. They gave me this triangle, and I can see I've got an angle over there, 4 opposite it, so I've got my packet plus 1. You may use this set of ratios or this set of ratios. Both will work, but it's better if you want to work out a side to use the ratios where the sides are at the top, which is what I did. I wrote here AB, which I want, over sine 40 is equal to my packet 4 over sine 60. From here, a lot of people use cross multiply and things like that. I don't, because I want the AB alone. There's AB divided by sine 40. I times by sine 40 on both sides. Use the calculator and get the answer. AB is 2,97 units. Here's our second question, and I just want to show you never to get arrogant with the easy rule you learn. Here we don't have a packet at the moment because I got the 7 and I don't have the angle opposite it. But we do have interior angles of a triangle, so you must use your own brain to get to the packet if you can. So I've got 60 plus 40 is 100. So I can work out the 80 degrees of this angle. Now I have my packet and I can work out AB that they asked me to work out. I've got a packet plus 1. Using this formula again, I write AB, which I want, over sine 40, opposite him, equals my packet 7 over sine 80 times by sine 40 on both sides. Use my calculator and get my answer. AB equals 4,57. Last one on sine. Here they gave me a triangle. They asked me to work out the size of that angle. I have my packet. I've got a 60 degrees over there and a 5 is the length of BC. This time it will be preferable to use this sine rule way of writing. We put the angles at the top, sine C, which we want, over 4, the guy opposite him, equals to my packet, sine 60 over 5. To get the sine C alone, I times by 4 on both sides, and this I can feed into my calculator. What I usually do is I feed this into the calculator, get this answer and store it in one of my memories. Then I go shift sine, recall D, we get the answer. The size of angle C is 43,85 degrees. This you learn to do in grade 10 already. Please stop the video and get your brain around these 3 questions that involved the sine rule. Next we're going to look at 2 sums where the cos rule is used. Please be very careful using the cos rule to not make silly calculation mistakes in your equation. In this question, they gave me a triangle. They asked me to work out the length of this side. They gave me two sides and an included angle. So I can't use the sine rule, I can't find a packet. So we will use the cos rule. We will then use this formula of the cos rule. We will write the side square equal nothing and his cos friend at the back. Then fill in the two sides on both sides of the angle. Because we know what to do, we don't write down the formula. We start by applying it immediately. We write down BC square equals and write the angle opposite him right at the back, cos 60. Then we fill in this side over here, squared. Then we fill in this side over here, squared. Then we write -2 from the formula. And then we write this 5 here again and its friend here again. And that is how easy it is to start the cos rule. Now we can just work all of this out on the calculator. That gives you BC square equals 39. Then we square root both sides and we round off our answer. Final answer 6,24 is the length of BC. Please stop the video and see where everything goes that we put into the formula. The next typical place we will use the cos rule is in this problem. They give me a triangle and they provide me with the three lengths of the three sides. They ask me to work out that angle. I can't use the sine rule because I don't have a packet, but I do have two sides and an included angle. Not given, but I can work it out. Because we want to work out the size of angle B, we use the cos rule that uses cos B at the back. So we write the cos B at the back, leave a big gap, put an equal, and put his B square friend opposite him, far on this side. Then fill in the two sides on either side of him, there, 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 and there. Because I don't like to use the formula other than explaining how it works, I start implementing it immediately. I put my cos B at the back, big gap, put the equal, put the side opposite him here, square. Now I'm ready to fill in the rest. We fill in this side here. Then we fill in the length of the other side, which is on this side of the angle here. Then we fill them in again there and there. And then we finished filling in everything we have. Now we just solve this equation by solving first for cos B and then for B. Like I said in the beginning, don't be arrogant in this equation. Worked out this answer, these two together, kept that one against the cos B. -61 on both sides. Then I plussed 60 cos beta on both sides, and I plussed 45 on both sides. Then my equation will look like this. Some people just say, I bring this guy to this side to make it positive, take that one to that side and make it positive. You divide by 60 on both sides, get your answer, and store it in one of your memories. I stored it in D. You just type shift cos recall D, you get your final answer. The size of angle B is rounded off to 41,4 degrees. Lots of people use another formula in this case to solve for cos B. I don't like that. I use the one set of formulas that we have, and just be very careful when manipulating the equation to not make mistakes along the way. Please stop the video and see how the cos rule is put together and how we work with it. Just concentrate on the startup. After that, it's normal equation and formula manipulation. Lastly, we're going to do the area rule. We're going to do these two sums explaining the area rule. Before we do this rule, please remember in the back of your mind, we always may use this formula. The area of a triangle is half base times height. If it applies, use it. Why will I then go through this? But that is not part of this video. Luckily for us, we need the same information as in the Cos Rule. We need two sides and an included angle to use this formula. There is the angle, and there is the two sides on either side of that angle every time. In our first problem, they give us this triangle and ask us to work out the area of triangle ABC. So the formula says the area of triangle ABC is equal to the half times the two sides times the sine of the included angle. Without writing down the original formula, you can just start by saying the area of triangle ABC is half. Fill in this number, and sine the angle. Quite easy. I'm going to put that 60 degrees at the back. And the two lengths on either side of that angle in there and there. Now we can fill in the numbers. Then use your calculator. Then your final answer will be the area of triangle ABC is rounded off to 15,16 square centimeters if they made this centimeters. Please stop the video and get your brain around this problem. If you eventually understand what you are doing, you do not have to write this step anymore. Go straight. Area of triangle ABC equals half times 5 times 7 sine 60 degrees and work out your answer. Please don't make calculation mistakes, otherwise you get naught. Please stop the video and get your brain around this easy rule. Second typical sum where we use the area rule is they give us this triangle. They ask us to work out the length of that side. They give us the size of that angle, gives us that length, and gives us the area of the triangle. We will be able to use the area rule because they gave me an included angle. Two sides, one's not given, but one is given, and they gave us the area. So we can go to the formula. So you'll write the area of the triangle is half that side, which is AB, that side, which is AC, and sine of the included angle. You don't have to write this formula. You can go straight and substitute. Like I said, this is what makes all these rules so easy. The moment you find out how to use the rule, you just take the information and plug it into that rule. So we already had a half waiting for us. We have a sine waiting for us, an equal. We know what the area is. I write it under area. I like to put in the angle at the back first. And then fill in the two sides on either side of that angle, which is 30 that I got over there, and AC that I don't have. From here, this is normal equations solving for AC. I substitute all this into my calculator that is next to AC. I get 7,5 AC is equal to 100. Then you get your final answer. AC equals 13 1/3 meters if you divide 7,5 into the 100. You would also round it off to 13,3 meters. And immediately fill it in onto your sketch for in case the sum goes further. Please stop the video and get your brain around this use of the area rule. Please indicate whether you liked or disliked the video and subscribe to the channel. If you run into any sine, cos, or area rule problem, 2D or 3D, and you have problems solving it, you can send a clear WhatsApp photo to this number and a clear WhatsApp photo of where you tried it. Then we will try and solve it and send back an answer to you as soon as possible. Enjoy the sine, cos, and area rule.